This is Jackie, and I'm here with Set It Off. We're on the 25th anniversary of Vans Warped Tour. You guys just announced your song Wolf in Sheep's Clothing will appear on Punko's Acoustic 3.
Yes.
I feel like that and Warped Tour really go
They
together.
really do. They truly do.
Summer and punk covers. All is right with the world. I can breathe again.
Yes.
We recently chatted in Baltimore.
Yes.
What has happened for you guys since then?
God, it was just been, we booked this, we're currently on tour right now.
It just never stops.
It doesn't stop, yeah. So we're currently right back on the road. We're doing part 3 of our Midnight World Tour, which is our newest album, our latest album. And we're really excited to be on the road. It's going great. We just played Virginia. Then we have Warped Tour today, and then we're actually ending the tour again at Warped Tour in Mountain View, California. And then we're going back out for Europe, and then we're working on another tour, hopefully for the end of the year. So there's going to be plenty of us around.
I think when we last talked, we didn't really know what was going on for Warped, but you knew that the rest of the year was going to be pretty busy. How do you guys keep the momentum going? I mean, I know that this is not terrible. This is actually really fun, but how do you keep the momentum going? Because this is also really tiring.
I think it has a lot to do with the energy that the crowd gives us. I mean, even if I'm exhausted all day, the second I walk out on stage and I hear them singing the words back, it's like, all right, I'm ready, I'm back, my tank's on full now. So
that's very true. Like, because to say that we don't get tired is a lie. We do. Like, there was 2 days ago we were about to go on stage in 10 minutes, and we're all like, oh my god, like so excited. Like, there's no way we're gonna be any good on stage. And like he said, get up there and we're like, oh my god, like it's just you get snapped back into it.
And Warped Tour crowds are definitely special too. They're next level energy, so we're very excited to play for them.
Can't wait.
I kind of want to interview some kids out there and be like, how do you guys have the stamina to stay all day in the heat? Because, you know, you guys are up there for 30 to 45 minutes in the heat, and you're like, all right, sweet, now I'm going to go sit in the van or sit in the bus, and I'm good for the rest of the day. They're out there all day.
We started as spectators. I remember being the
How
kid.
did you do it then?
So for me, the stupidest thing I did was not wear sunscreen. That was 1 year. Never again wear your sunscreen. Stay hydrated. But there's so much to do. You're so preoccupied. Like, you'll go see a band, and then it's like going to a theme park if you think about it, except you're way more, exerting yourself a lot more. But, like, you see your schedule, like, I'm going to go see that, and then I have an open window. I'm going to go to these merch tents and get all the stuff from my favorite bands and then go do these signings. Like, you're never not mentally stimulated. But I think if there was a moment where you're like, I'm going to sit down, I think you're done. Which I've never done, but sometimes you need it, so I get it. Yeah.
I do it. When I was going to a kid, mine was the St. Pete Vinoy Warped Tour. It's right on the ocean, so there's a lot of water there that you can jump in if you're too hot, which is always great. And then there's also a lot of trees in there, so you can find some good shade for sure.
Here, not so much. I mean, you've got the ocean, which is good. I want to see, I don't know what the deal is. I haven't had a chance to talk to Kevin, but we're on the beach, so you can like swim. You can, if you're on the site, you can go swimming. But I want to know who's going down the beach a little ways and swimming around the border and coming to hang out for free.
Too many sharks. I'd rather not.
Somebody's got to be doing it. So you're also, like you mentioned before, touring to support Midnight, and your latest single is Hourglass.
Yes.
But why did you choose to strip down Wolf in Sheep's Clothing for Punkos?
To be honest with you, so Wolf in Sheep's Clothing is probably one of our biggest songs, and it was never made a single. I know, we definitely messed up there. We had no idea that it would get such a huge following just on its own. And we were talking about this the other day, and we don't know if we did make it a single, if it would have, because it got discovered in this organic way and on this YouTube subculture. Wow, that was a tongue twister. YouTube subculture. And tons of videos were made for it, and it kind of blew up. And we wanted to give it the respect that it deserves. So when we were asked which one of your songs would you want to do an acoustic cover of, we're like, it's a no-brainer. We got to give Wolf another round. So we brought it back, stripped it down, gave it a new sort of, because the song's really angry and aggressive naturally. So we're like, let's do more of a somber sort of anger or sort of emotion. So a lot of people have been commenting on that lately, which is awesome. I'm glad they're picking up on this, like the different vibe, but still the same. So we're really proud of it. Really happy with the reaction.
Last time we talked about sort of music streaming and where it's going. I can't help but wonder, as bands are writing new music, do you guys find yourself thinking, like, let's just do some singles and release them when they're done, or let's wait till we have a cohesive album that sends one specific message? When you're thinking ahead, and I know, like, you're still in midnight mode. I'm not trying to push it, but I think that's music is like, all right, so what's next? What's next? Do you think you would do something cohesive?
We kind of already have. Like, what I mean by that is, like, we have singles on deck right now. And we didn't know we would, but we were thinking about these extra songs. We're like, what do we want to do? And we're like, well, we could just give them more content, because we're in an era right now where we can. We're in an age of music where it's totally acceptable to just be like, here's a new song. It doesn't have to have context. It's just here's a song, go stream it whenever you want. And it was crazy. We were talking to a guy that we used to work with at our old label, and his son was coming up to him, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I just found this new playlist. Never this new album, this new playlist." So that's how everyone's discovering music now. So getting on a playlist with the new single is definitely what you do now. But it's even going further than that. Like I'm hearing songwriters talk about like a Spotify algorithm, how quick people are to skip songs, and that's why you'll notice. Kind of a fun fact: a lot of hits now on the radio are starting with a chorus now. Like you'll notice that because it hooks them in right away, they are less likely to skip forward to the next one. So even the formula of songwriting is being adapted to adjust to people so that when they hear them on a playlist, they won't want to skip. It is nuts. It is.
So you said it's acceptable to put out singles, but is it almost expected now? Because like you said, I feel like our attention span is real short.
Do you mean in relation, like it's like singles versus an album, or just single? I don't know. I think it depends on. It's weird. Like certain genres have their own standards. Like hip hop, no one would bat an eye if you're like, here's a single, here's a single, here's a single. But I guess alternative, there's this weird like stigma where like you have to do, if you're doing singles, there better be an album coming. So I don't know. I'm assuming that'll change down the line. I don't know when, but I assume we're not that far off.
Yeah, I think we're definitely getting there. Yeah. So you mentioned you've got a really packed tour schedule. Playing Warped Tour today. How did you come up with your set list for Warped versus your headlining shows?
Hard to do. We have so many songs that we love, and we have so many songs that we know are fan favorites, and they go off. So we were racking our brains. Honestly, it was like we made what we think is the best set, but there's so many songs. We're like, God, I wish we were talking about it yesterday. We're like, God, I wish I could play that one. I wish we could do this one. So it might have been the hardest thing about today was picking the set list.
We've been so used this year to playing like 90-minute sets. So there's like 18 songs, and we're cutting it down to literally half. We had to cut 50% of that set, and we're like, oh, okay, well. No.
I literally feel like this set's going to be like, all right, start, done. You're done. Get off stage.
Blink and it's over.
Quick, yeah.
So thinking about the 25th anniversary of Warped Tour, and you guys have played several years, and you've attended several years as well. What comes to mind when you think of Warped Tour legacy?
Oh, man. Warped legacy. For me personally, or just for I just think it created a community for myself and I hope everyone else to feel like you're not alone. You know, like I remember going to school and no one listened to the same music I did, and I would go to Warped Tour and I would see thousands of people that were rocking out to the same bands that I loved, and getting to do that from the other side now and playing the show and seeing all these people come together for that has been unbelievable. So
yeah, I think a lot of what he said too, and getting to see, you know, back in the day you'd spend $25 for a ticket or whatever it was, and you got to see like 40 bands in one day, which was crazy. And also you find out about new artists all the time doing that. I remember I found the Stripes, a band that's not even a band anymore, but I found them from Warped Tour just by walking around and be like, oh, they're cool.
Yeah. You know, I 100% agree with both of those sentiments, especially the one about like having the community, just feeling at home and safe and just able to vent and like you're a part of something, because you can feel like such an outcast at something like school, you know, like with all the social cliques. And here there's no social cliques. It doesn't feel like there is. You're never like worried about how you're going to look in front of somebody, because everyone's there for the same reason. We're all facing the same direction, getting out the same emotions. It's an amazing experience, and you start to learn as you're in a band that the people on stage are doing it for the same reasons. They're able to vent. And it's just this cool, like, everyone's helping each other out kind of moment. Yeah, absolutely. Warped has really done that in a huge way.
Well, stay tuned for much more from Set It Off. They're on tour forever. This is Jackie Bass, Chorus FM, and in the Key of Change.